Okay. And by the way, there's also great examples of how this stuff has worked before. So look at Boot Barn, okay? So this thing came down to like 950, started to turn around, right? And here, imagine again if you're only looking at it like this. What do you think, right? That looks pretty good. So that's kind of like the hallmark of how the AI works, guys, is it kind of looks for this, and then it starts monitoring, well, what's happening? So here, again, is a really interesting telltale sign. Now, obviously, here, you may want to buy because you're right at this support level from before. And again, I'm kind of verbally telling you everything that's already all sort of baked in. And then after that, you can't control what happens. So that's what I'm saying. It's not just because there's this footprint that it really ended up going up. What I'm saying is that you had some support. So then as we move, and boom. Now it has the tail, and after that, it really starts to go. And this is what we want to have happen to a lot of these things. So there's something interesting about Boot Barn. And we talk about this a lot. Barry and I, in our room, we call this filling the void. Okay. Now, see, there's like this big gap between these two. So some bad news came out. Boot Barn sold up. Maybe it was bad earnings. Again, I don't really concern myself about this, and you shouldn't either, because people who are much smarter than us are already transacting either out of fear or greed. Our job is to kind of be the profilers, interpret that, and see what happens. So what we've determined is that this sell-off looked like washed out the weak hands, and the people who believe in the business started to either get more or it started to attract new buyers, and it's continuing to do that. But here, now it's really getting to the point where it could really pop quickly to the 16 or even 17 area because it could fill this void. Okay? So once again, I am able to now with trade ideas not just keep an eye on it, but I can say, okay, right click. Nice pullback to enter. So now I'm catching it if it moves down, but I'm also want to see it like right at the 14 level, because that means it's really starting to go. And again, don't worry, because it's only going to pick up more momentum if it gets there. So, and I can say literally, I can change it from here and say the momentum is really in this one now. Save. So Boot Barn is yet another one that you should be watching. And Mike, thank you. Absolutely, right? We now use our own AI for the interpretation. Okay? With trade ideas, you can now take every single stock. Okay, and we talked about AAPS. Okay, I'm actually in this one, but really the entry is right here, where the rest of the people should buy it. Ultimate flexibility. Tell yourself what you want. You will have the notes, okay, and it's like you are creating your own ultimate library that you can, by the way, you can go to any of them and you can say Twitter. Let me look at this thing. And by the way, look at my prices. Let's take a look at why. Come on, charts. Read. TWTR. Okay. So let's look at what Dan's doing. I mean, again, I want to show you this because I'm about to add the coup de grace. These windows will be shareable. Oh, yeah. So I will be able to take my window, and for those people with AI access, I'll be able to share it so that you can see what I'm doing and profit from it, because I'm not going to be in all of these. I'm just making my own notes. And you'll be able to do that with other AI accessed people, either by single alert or by the whole window. So it just creates this ultimate, it's like you are unlocking the matrix of the market. Everything will have its level that you are comfortable with. It's the ultimate investing experience. All right, Scott, in case you didn't know, what I was saying before is these limit alerts are the reason, it kind of is the icing on the AI cake. And this alone gives you the reason to have trade ideas and to have the AI, but I'm going to show you how it all is going to work together. But I'm saying to you, Scott, the surprise is you didn't know we had it, and plus, you can only get access to this functionality with the AI, for which you're going to give people a really incredible opportunity. Scott?
Oh, I thought you were just telling me stuff. I didn't know that was my cue. Yeah,
Oh,
this is awesome.
don't you want to do our little break? Come on.
Well, sure. Why don't you park it on the slide that shows the pricing? I can tell the those of the attendees that aren't familiar with how we structure our pricing all about us. So Trade Ideas is a software as a service company, and we operate primarily on a subscription basis. We have 2 primary subscriptions, and then we have a one-time license purchase for the AI channel and the odds maker. So our core plan is our monthly $99 a month. That includes everything, including all your real-time data, the TI Pro charting. It also includes what's called the Hour of Power training. That's a free one-on-one training session. As soon as you get your subscription, you should go to our support section, click on training, and sign up. That way you can schedule your training for as soon as there's a training available. It also lets you go ahead and take a free test of our back testing tool, the Odds Maker. Now, the AI is only accessible if you actually own the Odds Maker license. So it's the AI channel Odds Maker Access. It's a one-time $1,100 license. It's yours for life. You have access to all that technology for as long as you're a Trade Ideas subscriber. So as you've seen, that lets you find trades that are performing in the market right now. The Odds Maker lets you backtest your own strategies to refine them, which is something the AI does automatically for you. You can optimize your strategies yourself without having to do programming, like with TradeStation, for example. And you can test against the entire universe of stocks, or you can just check out a basket or a list, depending on what you want to do. Our annual plan is only $888, and compared to the monthly plan, obviously that saves you quite a bit per year. And if you're on the annual plan at $888, you're grandfathered in, just like with the $99 rate, against any rate increases. So if you're on the $99 or the $888, and we do raise our rates in maybe first quarter, second quarter next year, you're locked in at these. And it's just kind of the best way to go. Best way to go really is to get the annual and the AI strategy together. And at the very end of the webinar, I'm going to show you the best way to do that. And it's also an awesome way for those of you who are a monthly subscriber and who do not yet have the Odds Maker AI access to get both and save money. So just stay tuned for that. Dan's got a couple more things to show you, and he's going to answer all your questions. And then we'll hop right back into this. All right, guys? Dan? Or if he's not quite back from getting his coffee.
I'm here. You know, come on, I mute myself, make sure that nothing crazy happens while you're speaking.
Yeah, we both took a little nap there for a second. All right, carry on.
Okay, guys, I'm back by popular demand. So, like I said, in this Q&A, what I try to do, and I've really tried to steer all of my presentations this way, whether it's Q&A or our Trade of the Week webinar. I want to show you everything as it is in relationship to alpha. Okay, alpha is, again, us making money on trades. So notice, like, okay, for example, Barry and I, we constantly talk about, we have these visual things and trade ideas that are designed to help you key in on certain things. And I don't need to explain it to you, but you can imagine relative efficiency, right? Efficiency means something's efficient, good, right? In this case, it means how efficient your money is in helping a stock go up. For example, when you buy 100 shares of IBM, because IBM has the 100 trillion float, your 100 shares are just not that efficient in moving IBM. You need like a pension fund to buy IBM for IBM to do anything. But these smaller companies where we hunt, Okay, and this is, by the way, what I'm opening your eyes to. Okay, these smaller cap companies, but not penny stocks necessarily, companies that just did not go the uber traditional capitalization route. That's what you need to understand. Here's this number, 76, and we, I believe, discussed this already. Hill, and I said that we set a order for 386. Okay, so that's the one that again, the reason I had brought that up is that the efficiency just pops right out at you. It means it was really starting to move here, okay? And we are able to not necessarily now say, oh, well, what do I, the question is, well, what do you do with this? What do you do with this? What do you do with this? Well, now the answer is you can let your eyes do something with it. Now at this price level, okay, Hill has basically broken through all resistance. So that's a big move. That means this whole trend is in play, right? Because that's what you're talking about. Like as you work backwards, there's going to be some here, but probably a blow right through, and then this whole sell-off. Because again, these guys who sold here, right here, and the stock is right here, they're feeling terrible. That's kind of how it works, greed and fear, and then again, of course, research and marketing and news. Nobody really knows exactly how and why these things happen, and you don't need to know why and how. What you need to know is to be able to how to profile it for you so that you can make money, and this is what we are the best at showing you. Okay, so let's look at another one. Okay, Loco Electronics. A couple of interesting things here to show you. Number one, let's zoom out. I always do this. Look at the big picture. So whenever you see the big picture, you're like, wow, look, a year ago, this thing was at 37. Had a tough time. But a lot of stocks have had a tough time. Again, this does not always necessarily indicate something bad with a stock. What it can tell you is that there's maybe certain like the way people are perceiving information is not that good for it right now. But you can really also, with trade ideas, start to zoom in on interesting. Again, if your eyes aren't distracted by a bunch of crap on your chart, you can kind of see some interesting stuff. So, of course, here you have the gap down, and you can see it's like, oh, trying, creating support, trying, selling off, gapping down to this exact same level of support, roughly. I mean, again, nothing is ever exact. So this is still statistically close enough to this level, so it's kind of the same. But look, once you now zoom out of there, okay, and especially as you exchange your kind of time frame, and look at what perspective gives you. So here we are from the 13th of January, and we're about a month out, okay, 4 weeks. Over the last month, I mean, really almost a tale of completely different things. And here now, once again, you're able to, through a complete free mind, give yourself some interesting concepts. Number one, you can say, well, I would actually change this to right about 12. I think I already did this one. Again, if not, I had done it earlier maybe. 12 as support. Watch everything. I like to remind myself of that because, again, like as I mentioned before, whatever it is that is your weak spot, you can kind of, I don't need to buy this at 12 if the S&P is like breaking and, there's another terrorist attack or whatever. That's the whole notion about investing. You have to be fluid. You have to be flexible, nimble, and fluid. Words that nobody on TV or on CNBC will tell you, okay? So that's, again, just me using my notes. So here we have that, and now we zoom out a little bit, and now what I want to talk to you about is, again, a little bit of a bigger picture, right? So remember what we had said. This is a void that this thing is approaching. So once it clears this level right here, the 382, time to test the void. So I just continue to give myself these notes, right, that again you make from a purely Zen unemotional, you're not losing money point of view. You know, you're not dying to be in any of these names. You see them because our AI engine brought them up for you. Okay, because there's basically they're all of them are setting up. You know, they're all kind of doing this, right? Look how good this is. I mean, don't discriminate just because it's a $1 stock. It just means that there's slightly less risk here in terms of just general stuff. And you know, again, here, what I want to see is this. Okay, and this is what I'm seeing. If it goes to from 12 to 38, it's a really big break. And I'm going to save it, but I'm also going to, like I was going to say, maybe even right here, but, you know, I need to see it above there because, again, if it could run into the same thing that it ran into here or here, right? So I'm going to let that fade and not even worry about it. Okay, so again, we had Hill, LCI, and again, you can do this. The price is irrelevant. Now I'm going to show you something else that's really kind of cool. Okay, so remember with trade ideas you can do some things. Like for example, you can mark up. I can draw a trend line. So I can take this trend line. Whoops. Come here, you. Right click, properties, show crosshair. Okay, now I'm going to grab it, put it here, go right over here. Okay, and so I can then come to this price level and I could, again, I could have said something like right click and create an alert here. Again, if I had drawn this trend line, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to do that for some other stocks. Okay, so let's look at some of these things. Let's look at Ballard Power. I'm going to see if that would that be even a good one to draw. Let's see. So what I can do, let me see if I can, I think it's right at the trend line, really. Okay, how about this? Come back. So maybe it was actually just right around here. So this trend line, again, that if you had connected over here, you could have easily set an alert for yourself, I can say, at okay. And again, I'm not going to save it, but it's just an example of what you can do. In this case now, Ballard Power, again, looks, I've traded this thing so often. Oh, yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about all that. I mean, what we're trying to do, guys, here is really change the way you invest. You don't need any of these professionals. You know, you can use just basic, nice logic and a good bit of technology that's completely affordable and create your own library of alpha. This is an alpha library, and each one of them has your own kind of footprint to it, you know. We're going to, again, put you in the place where you're going to see the good names. Okay, so here's another example. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to draw a trend line, horizontal line. I'm going to say, like, so I'd like to see it like right here. And I'm going to go to it. And by the way, what's really nice here is I move away, all my trend lines stay. So again, you know, this is, you can delete them, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Right click, markup, text annotation, trend line annotation color. I'm sure there is a way, even if I haven't done it in a little bit. I'm sure there's a way to delete them. But the bottom line is you might not need to. That's the whole point too. You're in so many different names. Okay, you're giving yourself access to so many different trends. Let's do one here. And again, what I'm showing you is just how to do it by example. So here's the beginning, and in this case, so the trend line break on this, right? To break this trend line would be right here. This is about as efficient as a human can get, because what's happening now is, again, you're marking up the market for you. You're creating your own path. But the beauty is that you also have a very powerful assistant. So we have our own AI that's trading everything, and it's been kind of in hiatus since last Thursday. So by the way, that's what happens when you're in alpha software. A lot of times you have to kind of do some things and tweak things and fix things. So our AI has been kind of in a really nice overhaul, partly because we wanted to start working on it being able to do some of this as well. Its own version of limit calls versus just specific trade idea standard calls. So the AI every day and tomorrow morning, there's going to be a brand new set of strategies that are pre-configured with the proper statistics that already have all these kind of, like what we have been doing, the trend line setups, they're kind of already all baked in, right? Like you're going to see this one like right here. And it can be as simple as this, go. That's how you know. That's how you will never miss anything again. Ted, we don't do crossing moving averages. I mean, we have those as alerts, but again, moving average crosses don't do anything. There's no, and this is what we teach people when we show them how to really capture alpha. Forget everything that you know about technical analysis. It's not that it's bad per se, but it's so distracting, and it's taking away your attention from something that you could be doing, which is what we're doing here, creating setups. Crossing a moving average is not a setup. It's not. It's just a point in time. But it's been sold as setups because that's the only thing that people for decades have been able to do, is figure out moving averages. Mina, yes. We're adding single stock AI, and that's going to be in 2016. It's not available yet, but everyone who has AI access will also have access to the AI for, like, we're going to create like some of the high flyers, like an Apple AI, a Google, a Twitter, Netflix, those things that are very, very prominently traded. They're all going to have their own AI, and that's how we're changing the world. I mean, aside from us getting on Shark Tank, and they'd be idiots not to take us, we're going to completely transform how you look at stocks. I mean, one of the things that I really want to mention here is that, people ask us these questions about, is this for day trading or for swing trading? And what I want to say again is, remember the slide I told you, forget everything you know. There's no such thing as day trading, and there's no such thing as risk trading. You're just putting things into wrappers that are completely meaningless. Day trading is simply when you exit a position, you enter the same day. Why you choose to do that is completely relative to your point of view and risk. If you do not like to hold something overnight, you can choose to not hold something overnight. That's an aspect of freedom. If you think you are okay with holding something overnight and that fits your risk profile, then you can and should hold things overnight if it fits your P&L and risk profile. The money talks. If you're up in something, keep it. If you're down in something, well, don't hold it too long. I mean, very simple, basic stuff works. It's that. I mean, these are the things that the pros already know. Everyone who panics simply is just, they're overanalyzing everything. Stocks are not that difficult. What you're doing here, guys, is we are the venture capitalists to a cadre of businesses. And the beauty about the stock market is that when you invest in it, unlike when you go into a mutual fund and you have no idea what's going on, or you give your money for other people to manage, here you control everything. You control the price, you control the pattern, you control what you want to do. Clear. Whoops. That's going to mean something when I see it and I pull it up, I can assure you. That is how investing is done, both with AI and visually, not through drawing pitchforks and stuff like that. Carl, it's a good question. I actually have not removed a trend line in so long that I feel like I would fumble around to it. I know it can be done. I just don't remember how to do it. Maybe I also need, so that's something else. We have people talking here. We have a lot of customers who go to our webinars. And the thing is, guys, is that Trade Ideas is so powerful. I mean, you can do so many things. But we try not to overwhelm you with, the setup. That's why I haven't been talking about each window that here is configurable and you can set it up, because that's not the point. The point is to show you, opportunities that lead to alpha. That's the point of this whole thing. You're here because you're going to want to know about this one. Okay, Big Five. This cross is important. And again, everything has a date on it, and when you triggered it, and there's just really, I can't even imagine working without this. That's how passionate we are about completely changing the game of investing and helping you guys do so much better than you ever imagined before. We have all the tools, we have the best technology for it, we watch everything, and this is the only platform you're going to need. So, Scott, I'm going to answer a couple more questions, unless you guys have already got it covered. Remember, Scott's going to come in and he's going to basically give you a way to get the AI, which is access to all of our higher level functions, being able to test anything, these new limit alerts, which are probably one of the most important functional aspects of Trade Ideas now. All of this you get with AI access. And again, Scott is going to, he's going to show you how much confidence we have in what we're selling. So, Scott, without further ado.
Yeah, so you got the slide up. Excellent. I also want to direct everyone's attention to your GoToWebinar panel, and there's a section on it called Handouts. And if you open that handout section, and there's a PDF available for download, which contains this slide and the next slide, and also our contact information slide. So what this is very simple. It's a way to thank you for showing up to our webinars and becoming Trade Ideas fans. So this subscription special uses the code you see on your screen, QAWEB, those are all capitals, and the number 16, so QAWEB16. And that code does three things. It can either take 52% off your first month, save you 26% off your first year, or, and also an and, if you wanted to do both together, save you 33% off the lifetime AI oddsmaker license, which, like Dan showed you, gives you access to all the higher level functions we have. So you could start us at $47 a month for your first month. There's no contract. And then renew at $99 a month, and you're in that $99 even if we raise prices. Same thing for the year. Start your first year at $657, huge savings, and then renew at $888. And that's good. And you're going to be grandfathered in when we raise the rates. You stay at $888. The odds maker, retail, $1,100. You can get it for just $737. Now you're going to want to use this code before end of business on Friday. That's when it expires. But the next slide is really the most important one. This one applies both to current Trade Ideas subscribers that do not have the AI and those of you who are not subscribers yet. And it's our $1288 special. So if you could hit that next slide there, Dan. What it gives you is the entire year of Trade Ideas at $888 renewing at 888, and a lifetime odds maker license, which is 1100 for only 1288. It also includes the full hour of training. So what that does is it provides you with a way to instantly save $700. The way to go there is to click through on that link on your on that handout you just downloaded, or type that URL that you see highlighted in yellow into your browser exactly as you see it. It's a shortened URL that will take you to the page where you can click through to buy this. And that's bit.ly/capital SAVE 700. Remember, it's capital SAVE 700. And just click through there. It takes you to a page where you can buy this direct. And if you're already a Trade Ideas subscriber and do not yet have AI, this is the best way for you to upgrade because it locks you in at the $888 a year for when our rate increases and gets you the odds maker together. So essentially, you're getting a free year for buying the odds maker or a huge discount on the AI odds maker for getting a year. You can look at it either way. But either way, you save $700. So this is the thing you're going to want to get into before we eliminate this package in the first quarter next year. So this will be going away.
Scott, I was going to say that, we have talked about how usually these package pricing deals disappear when we add big new functionality case where everything's going.
Exactly.
So you can imagine that this price is not going to be available too much longer. I mean, we're innovating at a pace that you just will not see.
Yeah, and we constantly iterate, and we're constantly releasing new, amazing features, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like this. When you're with Trade Ideas, you're never going to be trading alone, and not just because you interact with us, or it's because you have access to our AI. And now, with the limit of ERTs, you have different access to yourself. You are unlocking your own power that you really had never had the ability to unlock before. Okay, so it's the ultimate tool to do that, and we're very excited. Scott, do me a favor. A lot of people were asking about a link to the Trade of the Week webinar. Can we post it, or if it's
just earlier in this webinar, I put the link in to join the Trade of the Week list, and then while we were talking, the email inviting people to the last email of the day, inviting people to go to that went out. So I went ahead and just put the direct registration link in chat just now. But people should know that if you're just signing up on that direct registration link, you're not going to get invited to the next Trade of the Week, which will be in January when we start those up again. You need to be on that Trade of the Week list. So in chat up a little bit higher is another link, and I'm going to post that again now. And you're just going to want to make sure that you signed up for it, because that gets you invited. It gets you invited to, that copied the HTML. It gets you invited to everything.
Yeah, while Scott's looking for that link, this is where you reach us for support. I mean, one of the biggest things, and it reminds me that I should mention this. One of the things that Trade Ideas is really spectacular at is the support and the whole community. We really take our time taking people through the experience. It's not really training. It's we work with you to make sure you have a good experience when you start with us, and that goes all the way through to sharing ideas on social media, having access to the CEO and other high-ranking members of the company. I was about to say Politburo. I don't know why. And again, these are the things that you can tell we're trying to do something different here, and the easiest way to do that is by giving you stellar support that matches the incredible technology.
Yeah, follow Dan on Twitter. Right, he's Trade Ideas 1, and he'd be plenty of entertainment for you. Make sure you follow us on Facebook too, that Trade Ideas Pro. We post some things there we don't post elsewhere.
Yeah, and Scott, do we have a link for everyone to vote for Trade Ideas? I thought maybe if you
we've already reached the number we need. I'll go ahead and put that in there though again. Our fans have already. Okay, that link's in chat. You can click through there, and what you want to do with that is click the like us for the Facebook and the Twitter. You can vote for us twice. So hit the tweet, hit the like. We've already reached the minimum required of 200 combined, but we've only been asking our fans for a day. So I'm sure by at the end of today and next week, we'll have 300, 400 on before voting closes. And what that does,
Well,
it gets us into the final round for the Benzinga FinTech Awards, which
yeah, and we appreciate your support. We're expecting to win. But like I said before, for those of you, if you really want trade ideas and get it at the best price ever, this is it right here. It's probably going to be going up to 1588 in January, so you're going to be able to save already now compared to what's going to happen. And guys, the limit alerts, you know, change the way you experience the market. This opens your own eyes.
I'd like to
You
just
are
kind of,
opening your own eyes.
I'd like to read a quote from Carl. I hope he doesn't mind, but he typed this into the chat. And he said, I'd like to tell those who don't have it to get the 1288 package now because it's worth much more. He got into it at the $800 rate when we had it for $799 in April because I knew the price would be going up, and indeed it did, and it's a steal at 1288. And, you know, it's a direct quote from Carl in our chat. Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks, Carl.
I can't thank Carl more for doing that. He is doing that on his own volition. You know, we're obsessed with alpha, not with sales. I mean, I definitely I want to entertain you guys on these webinars, so I wanted to make it a little bit of a show, but it's a combination of both. Amazing tech, hopefully some entertaining information, and ultimately an incredible deal for you to take advantage of. So, but I look forward to seeing those that want in the evening webinar. We're going to talk about a lot of these other setups and how we nailed run.
Yep. Look forward to seeing you guys there. And those of you that don't make it, have a fantastic holiday and New Year.
Fantastic holiday, and thank you. Take care.
Thanks all.